Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Glen Chun, the host of the YouTube channel Glen Chun, which is named after me, Glen Chun. I've said Glen Chun about 1,000,001 times already, so let's get moving on, straight on to the top 15 video game songs. Now, here is a small point to begin this video. This is not an official list, this is my list, and if you feel the need to make a very hateful comment in the comment section, you're sucking my cock today, you know? But if you do disagree with any of the songs on this list, then please feel free to put them in the comment section. But for now, here are the top 15 video game songs.
Time to play the game!
For number 15, I have Sanctuary for Kingdom Hearts 2. Now imagine this, you turn on your game, and the first scene you see is a montage of the old game coupled with this song. The themes of the song actually go pretty well with the themes of the game, those themes being lost love and lost companionship, all to be reunited in the end. The song is very nicely sung by Japanese vocalist Utada Hikaru. It also helps that the editors decided to cut the scene down so that it fit with the lyrics of the song, so that as Utada sings "melts away," the graphics are melting away. When you combine all of that together, what you get is a very memorable opening scene and a very memorable opening song.
Time to play the game!
Air Combat is a game with many great songs, and here are just a couple of them. But for number 14 on this list, I've had to go with Level 2, the song from the second mission of the game. As for me, its very quick, high tempo and pulsing soundtrack really sets up the rest of the game perfectly. Air Combat may not have been the most popular and highly rated game for the PlayStation 1, but this soundtrack means it really should have been a bit higher on that list.
Time to play the game!
13 is Hell March from Red Alert 1. I could have easily selected the versions from either Red Alert 2 or 3, but for me the pulsing marching and bassy instrumentals from Red Alert 1 are the ones that stick in my mind the most. Frank Capacchi really made use of pulsing sound effects in this to give the effect of a whole army on the march, and boy did he achieve that. It's hard to think of any other song fitting a game more than this one when you're crushing a load of Allied forces as the unstoppable Soviet war machine.
Time to play the game!
The main theme from Zoo Tycoon 2 makes it to number 12 on this list. A zoo building simulation game might not be your first place to go for a top 10 song on a top 10 game song list, but with this opening theme being so cheery as it is and fitting the tone of the game absolutely down to a T, it's hard to think of a better track. The track has a really pleasant melody, which makes you wonder why the hell did the Xbox One version of the game drop it? All in all, there aren't many video game songs out there that could cheer you up just as well as the Zoo Tycoon 2 song could.
Time to play the game!
For my number 11, I have gone with the menu music from Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising. This is a song which makes use of really haunting vocals and also a bit of throat warbling to really give it a full Asiatic feel. But what this song really does is captures a real sad element of war, which fits really well with Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising, as war is no happy topic. It's also worth noting that the track's slightly laid back feel to it rather than being a pulsing epic beat also fits with the game's more tactical edge rather than just running and gunning, which is a nice touch.
Time to play the game!
Crowded Town, Street Fighter EX2 Plus. Well, that is one really long name. Street Fighter EX2 Plus doesn't have any actual songs for characters in the game, unlike some other games, but in fact has a song for each individual level. This song comes on when you're playing on the crowded streets of Hong Kong. Its high-paced tempo really does inject a certain amount of energy into each one of your street fights from this particular corner of the globe. One thing this song is not, however, is a theme for Chun-Li, so you might want to get that idea out of your head right now.
Time to play the game!
9 is Gary's theme from Pokemon's Red, Blue and Yellow. The song isn't really amazing instrumentally or orchestrally, as it is essentially just a load of beats and boops, but one thing it really does show is just how much of a dickhead Gary really is. Another thing to note is, in fitting with the character Gary, this song does have some super obnoxious high volume. One other thing worth noting before we move on is the fact that the Pokemon games came before the Pokemon TV series, and of course a lot of the tracks from the games were carried over into the TV series too, but this track wasn't one of them. I wonder why.
Time to play the game!
Number 8 is the Halo orchestral theme. Now I have to admit something to you, I never actually played the first Halo game, but that doesn't mean I wasn't one of the many people who admired the opening soundtrack. I mean, how could you not? It had a lot of angelic singing and then it really kicked in with a big, thumping, epic soundtrack. In fact, this is the complete opposite of Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising. Really did a great job composing this track and getting players into the mood to take the fight to the Covenant and recover the Halo weapon.
Time to play the game!
Number 7 is Metal Gear Solid 2 main opening theme. When you first turn on Metal Gear Solid 2, you are greeted by an action-packed opening sequence, with this remix of Metal Gear Solid 1's theme accompanying it. perhaps what makes the Metal Gear Solid 2 theme a bit better than Metal Gear Solid 1's is a cleaner soundtrack and a faster pace, helping to give it a more epic feel. I guess it can only really be described as a shame that Raiden's inclusion in this game is nowhere near as good as Harry Gregson Williams' soundtrack.
Time to play the game!
Still Alive from Portal.
I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction.
The thing with Portal was, nobody ever really saw it coming. It was kind of just a tech experiment that kind of just got released as a game, and yet the players lapped it up. And when players had finished lapping it up, they got to the end credit scene where they had this song playing at them.
But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive.
What I really do like about this track is how it's got instrumentals that wouldn't be out of place on It's a Small World ride from Disney, and how the lyrics are actually completely not from It's a Small World Disney. The juxtaposition is really pretty epic.
Time to play the game!
Nerevar Rising from Morrowind. In a time before Skyrim and Dragonborn and Fusrota, there was Morrowind. And when you first turned on this game, this is a song that accompanied you. The track, composed by Jeremy Soule, would later set the tone and melody for all future Elder Scrolls games, as Oblivion and Skyrim both have iterations of the same track. But for me, the haunting wind instrumentals from this version create more of a sense of wonder and sense of adventure than the more powerful, punchy alternatives offered by the newer games.
Time to play the game!
Number 4 is a Duke Nukem theme by Megadeth.
Let's rock.
Now, if you are a fan of fast-paced rock theme songs for games, then this theme song is right up your alley, as Megadeth, a rock band sensation, made this for the ultimate bubblegum chewing, ass-kicking anti-hero in video gaming. Duke Nukem is a game all about mass destruction, ripping your way through alien forces and absolutely pulverizing everything to oblivion. And this song, in my mind, really does, with its amazing, amazing punchy sound, get that across in a big way. I mean, you just listen to this song, and you know it has a bad attitude, just like Duke himself.
Time to play the game!
Number 3 is the Sunleth Waterscape from Final Fantasy XIII. This game was Final Fantasy's first foray onto the new consoles, the 360 and the PlayStation 3, and what it showed was that they could really replicate Square Enix's visions better than ever before. The landscapes were all big, beautiful and epic in scale, and they also needed a track which was big and beautiful in itself. playing on the Sunleth Waterscape is exactly that, and it uses disco and kind of clubbish influences to bring across a big, strong, pulsing beat to get across the game's modern feel, whilst also sounding wonderful and sunshiny and happy in its tone.
Time to play the game!
Number 2 is Still Alive from Mirror's Edge.
Just like you, just like you. For how long must I wait? I know there's something wrong.
The track incorporates driving piano solos and a very light and airy tone to it, which creates a real sense of freedom, further enhanced by the game's ultimate parkour engine, which allows you to go virtually anywhere. It is a free song for a free game. Are very effortlessly handled by Lisa Miskovsky, and the whole track is also very effortless and light. It really does suit the game brilliantly. This is a song where if you had it on your iPod, you wouldn't be ashamed to play it in public because, well, nobody else would know it's from a video game. Nobody knows where you got it from. You just sound unique and original, and that is super cool.
Time to play the game!
Number 1 is The Best Is Yet to Come from Metal Gear Solids 1 and 4. Now, Metal Gear Solid 1 had beautiful orchestral tunes and high quality production values on music, and of course lead vocals, before it was even cool, before it was even the thing to have vocals and high production qualities on your music for video games. This is the trend setter. The song was written by Rika Murunaka and was performed in Irish by, and I do apologise for this, Aoif Ní Fireig. Let me try that again. Aoif Ní Fireig. Or, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to write it on the screen for you. Either way, Aoif performed this track extremely well, with its haunting sound really complementing the overall tone of the game. And it really is astonishingly beautiful, an astonishingly beautiful track for a very emotional and deep game. The popularity of the game and song was further solidified when, in Metal Gear Solid 4, the song plays as players once again set foot upon the helipad in Shadow Moses, creating one of the most beautiful moments of nostalgia in gaming history. But in retrospect, I guess the best was not yet to come. The best was already there.